Hello and welcome to the HGC. My name is Daniel and this video is a warning. Today I got a game system in repair number M2986. Apparently the guy had a blue light issue, took it to a shop somewhere in Selma, California, and the repairman told him something about replacing a video chip, and that every time he replaced the chip it shorted out and fried on him. Now, part that made things strange for me is video chip is not going to cause a blue light. So let's take a look at this individual's work, and remember when I tell you this is exactly why you should always ask for some kind of proof of actual education in component level electronics, whether it's a military background or something. Let me show you. Here we go. Okay, so here's the motherboard here. Okay, there's no evidence whatsoever of any work done on any of the chips that would, at least on the top here, that would indicate somebody did work for a blue light issue. However, if you look really close here, excuse the focus, there we go, you will notice right here that there's 3 of these missing. 1, 2, 3. You see the scratching and scarring on the HDMI port here and here. Now let's take a look at these pins. Half these pins are not attached. Okay, so he wouldn't have been able to test it properly even if he had successfully replaced this port, and he definitely wouldn't have got any video out without these in its place. If you look right here, I thought that was a piece of the wiring, but that turns out to just be a piece of dust. But let's take a look at the bottom side of this board. Okay, remember, he's missing components. None of the legs are attached. The board's all scratched up. And the bottom of the board here, take a look at this solder job. Okay, I'm going to put this underneath a microscope camera to show you a little better look at this. But that solder work is the solder work of an individual learning how to repair at the expense of their customer. This person has probably never ever done a HDMI port replacement in their life. I can see right here, let me point to it, that this component here is just about off its pad. This one here looks like it's leaning off its pad, but this solder is absolutely unacceptable. And I'm not exactly sure why there's a big blob of solder here, other than maybe he was scratching off this trying to get this to solder to the plates. But I can remove all the components in this area, and at best I would get no video. None of this has anything to do with a blue light issue. So this is a disgusting first-time repair by somebody with no education in electronics whatsoever. So I'm going to give you some real close-up views underneath the microscope camera, and then I'm going to cut this video off and just end it with saying, beware of the repairmen you take your game systems to, because there are an extremely large number of unqualified techs working in large shops such as GameStop and Play and Trade. I think GameStop actually quit repairing for the public because of my videos, but I'm just saying. Okay, so we got the hold on. Oh, there we go. Okay, so we got the microscope camera out. We're going to take a close look at the HDMI port. Let's zoom this in. Okay. So we can see where, rather than replacing, well, let's check. Okay, he's got a whole bunch of loose pins. Let's see. That's loose. That's loose. So, one, here's the first problem. He couldn't put the HDMI port on. And when he did get it on, because none of these legs are attached to the motherboard, it wouldn't have got video out anyway, so he never needed to replace the video chip that he claimed he replaced. Okay, and if you look a little bit further down, you'll see that he actually tried soldering on short wires in the place of the components that were missing. Alright, yeah, right there. Them are short wires. You know what, I don't even know if that'll work, but that's supposed to be a filter. Maybe work. I don't think so, though. If you do, you're gonna get, if it would work, you'd get really low quality video. He just did that because he was using a heat gun, most likely designed to remove paint from furniture, or a hot air soldering iron, which you should not be using for this type of repair. And he blew off the components. Okay, so I'm gonna stop this here because it don't give you a really good close-up, and I'm gonna go to a different microscope camera, and from there you'll be able to see it. But let's see if we can see it here. 1 second. Yeah, it looks like it's together, but it's really not. I'm going to give you a really good close-up view of his chip placement. 1 sec. Okay, so pardon the focus here, it'll take a second. So look at there. You got a little bead of solder off there, but look very closely at the little copper pads and the solder that's supposed to be soldered to them. They're off. They're not even connected. Get rid of that. They're not even connected to the pads, so his placement is way off. Looks good from a little bit of a distance, but it's way off. The rest of the chip looks like this, so I'm not going to bore you with going all the way around. Just remember, it's not unreasonable to ask for proof of education of some kind on the part of the individual that'll be doing the repair for your game system. Otherwise, you're going to get a YouTube idiot or YouTube educated idiot working on your game system. This one was in for blue light. He should have never even touched this. Oh my God. Alright. Stay safe, happy gaming everybody, and like I said, look around, do your due diligence before you take your expensive electronics to some game store to do a repair. And you know what? Cell phone repair shops are just as bad as the game stores, so again, ask for proof of education. If they tell you they're Microsoft certified, run, don't walk. Microsoft does not certify in component level electronics. Well, that's the end of this video. Bye.